The 8-year assault on your Second Amendment freedoms has come to a crashing end. I like taking the guns early. Take the guns first, go through due process second.
Well, I say go fuck yourself. Then ask a question, could I kill a man? I would enjoy myself. You can't disguise the evil eyes that burn a hole in my head. This devil man and his master plan, we feel so misled, so I say, rise up, take all back, rise up, take it all back, rise up. I hope you all understand. We got to take it all back again.
These people are not going to take it any longer. We will never give up. We will never concede. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. But go home and go home in peace. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. You do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? What's up, Broken Patriot? Seen your live stream. I didn't see it live because holy crap, 8 in the morning? No, thank you. I was still asleep. Although that's about the time that you have to do everything in Phoenix, either early morning or late afternoon / night. In fact, we do a lot of stuff outside after 8 o'clock. If I'm not streaming on Twitch, I'll do stuff outside then. Although yesterday, as I said, I made that mount for the wife's pistol, and on Monday, today I went and picked up, I didn't pick up, I ordered some cedar 4x4s and 2x4s because I'm going to be making some armor stands so that we can get our armor off the ground, which will be nice. And I'd found some instructions on how to do that with some cedar wood. So that'll be a really fun project I'll be doing hopefully on Monday. However, this weekend, Broken Patriot was kind enough to invite us over to his granddaughter's birthday party, and we have accepted to that, and we hope to be there. So that should be fun. Broken Patriot, we were only a few people in here. Maybe I shouldn't do it now, but you wanted me to share a photo. I'll share that photo later in the stream, and we're asking Broken Patriot on a couple gift ideas. We weren't sure what your granddaughter might or might not already had, so it was like, yeah, maybe we should text him some pictures of stuff and see what the deal is on that. So we did. Other than that, today's been kind of boring. Riddle did get paid, so we are planning on going to the gun show as well. What time is the birthday party again, Riddle? Do you remember? 1 o'clock. All right. I might wake up early tomorrow morning so I can hit the gun show real quick, see if I can't find what I'm looking for, and then head on over there. We got up at 3 a.m. Granddaughter wasn't having a good night. Yeah, I saw that in the video. I watched the whole thing, except for the middle part where I went outside and did a few things, and then I came back in. That was a long video. Oh, it was a live stream, so that makes sense. Well, hopefully she gets some rest tonight. I'd hate to have her have another bad night, especially during her birthday party. She realizes that it's a birthday party, right? I mean, I forget. It's been a while since I had a 2-year-old daughter. I do remember my daughter's second birthday was a lot better than her first. And I think she comprehended it a lot better. So hopefully y'all have a good time. I saw that, I believe what I saw on the table was a Coors Light. So I'll be bringing a case for everybody. And let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, who is it? Your friend? I forget. I don't remember everything from the video, but I remember I commented on it. And either your friend or somebody you know sells the sticky icky. Dude, you gotta hook me up. All right, let's go. Victims of the Synagogue shooting can sue the Gunmaker, ruling of a judge in California, I believe. California judge decided victims of the 2019 Synagogue shooting near San Diego that killed 1 worshiper and wounded 3 can sue the manufacturer of the semi-automatic rifle and the gun shop that sold it to the teenage gunman, according to the newspaper report. Supreme Court Judge Kenneth Medell said Wednesday that victims and families in the Poway, California synagogue shooting have adequately alleged that Smith & Wesson, the nation's largest gun maker, knew its AR-15 style rifle could be easily modified into a machine gun-like or an assault weapon in violation of state law. Really? My goodness. Hold up. I got all the text at the same time. It was like, who the hell is blowing up my phone? Yeah, we have a way of doing that. Could be easily modified into a machine gun like. What is a machine gun like? Or an assault weapon in violation of state law? Well, you allow AR-15s in California. And yeah, you can comply and make them look ridiculous so that they don't have any AR-15 like features or whatever. But I don't know. 2005 federal law shielded gun makers from damages in most cases for crimes committed with their weapons, but it allows lawsuits if the manufacturer was negligent or knowingly violated a state or federal law. The San Francisco Chronicle reported on Thursday. Well, you know what that means. That means you're either going to pay more for your AR-15s in California or people will just not sell there anymore. Medell said the plaintiffs may also be able to sue their claims that Smith & Wesson negligently marketed the rifle to use on social media and video game style ads, the newspaper said. It is an easy weapon to wield. That's why a lot of people like it. It doesn't have hardly any recoil. And the round is pretty small in comparison. So it's easy to manipulate, it's easy to learn, and it's light. Yeah, it's a great small rifle. Small rifle. If you want something bigger that's a lot more scary, you can get a 30-06 or a 308 or something to that effect. It's our mutual friend, Mr. B. Ah, all right. Well, is Mr. B going to be at the party? Because I want to talk to Mr. B. The judge, although we just went to Cureleaf today, so I've already dropped my allotment for a while. We haven't partaked in at least 2 months. The judge also said the shop, San Diego Guns, could be sued for selling the weapon to John Ernest, who was 19 and lacked a hunting license that would have exempted him from California's 21-year-old minimum age for owning long guns. I could understand that one. If, first of all, I don't agree with these laws, but if we're going to go play by what's in the law, yeah, if a kid, a kid, he's 19 years old, didn't have a hunting license, and that exempted him from the buying. The gun shop should have known that. I mean, you get the ID. You have to have ID in order to purchase a weapon here in Arizona. I would imagine you have to have an ID to purchase a weapon in California. It's not that hard to see the date of birth and do the math. Prosecutors say Ernest, a nursing student, opened fire with a semi-automatic rifle during the last day of Passover services in April 2019. The attack killed a 60-year-old Lori Gilbert K. and wounded 3 others, including an 8-year-old girl and the rabbi who lost a finger. Ernest then allegedly called 911 to say he had shot up the synagogue because Jews were trying to destroy all white people. Well, he watched some bad programming. Ernest faces state murder charges carrying a potential death sentence and federal hate crime charges. Well, it's all right. They're trying to get rid of the death sentence anyway, so it's not a big deal. Wednesday's ruling is a victory for all Americans who believe that the gun industry is not above the law, said John Lowry, chief counsel of the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence, which sued on behalf of the victims. Lawyers for Smith & Wesson didn't immediately respond to the Chronicle's request for comment. No, but they're getting ready for it, and every gun manufacturer out there is going to have to get ready for it. So they want to make it so they can sue the gun manufacturers every time a gun is used. They also want to make it illegal for you to make your own weapon at home. So it's their own way of getting gun control. The bounce house has a slide in it. Okay, cool. I don't think I'm going to fit in the bouncy house. I don't know. I guess either I didn't see it or I don't remember seeing it. But, you know, I'm still a big dude. What's up, Quantum? How you doing? Happy Friday. Here's Hunter. I like it. What up, Chowder Pouch? It's going to be 1. All right. So, tomorrow, I'm hoping to get to the gun show early in the morning, and then after that, go straight over to the birthday party. Well, maybe not straight over. I might drop whatever I buy off if I have to, you know, depending on what I get. But looking for a trigger group and looking for another paperweight in the .308 caliber. Why not, right? Especially since, you know, they're going to start suing gun manufacturers. We'll see. I bet you Smith & Wesson's ready for it. I mean, if a gun manufacturer wasn't expecting this to come down the pike eventually, they're... what's up, Gerald B? How you doing? How'd that whole thing work out last night going to the store? Did you get enough for today? Hopefully you don't have to go to the store again. I heard Hunter is selling his art. Unbelievable. Yeah, there's a story about that. Yeah, let's click that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do, but whatever. White House conceals Hunter Biden's art sales from government watchdogs. Ooh. So that means I can sue the cigarette company for giving me cancer, right? You'd think. You have cancer? I hope you don't have cancer. Shit. Gotta get out those cigs. Try vaping. Worked for me. I just got back from the store again. Dude. You need to buy a little bit more in bulk. Although I have no room to talk. We go to the store at least once a day. Almost, sometimes twice. Or 3. There was a couple days ago, we went to the store. I swear to God, not the same grocery store, but we went to different grocery stores like 3 different times throughout the day. Oh, we forgot to get this. Oh, we forgot. Oh, you know what? We should get this. Ethics experts raised concerns about an art show planned by Hunter Biden, son of President Joe Biden, who intended to sell some of his artwork for up to $500,000 a piece. Well, he is the breadwinner of the family. I guess nobody else does anything. The art show will make it seem like Hunter is capitalizing on being the son of the president and wants people to give him a lot of money, warned Richard Painter, a former chief ethics lawyer. I like it that his name is Painter, for George W. Bush administration. The New York Gallery, which Hunter is working with, withhold all transaction records, including the identities of bidders and final buyers, and the amounts paid for the artwork from the exhibit, which is scheduled for this fall. The whole thing is a really bad idea, Painter told the Washington Post. Under normal circumstances, the show and its lack of transparency would create the appearance of impropriety. Impropriety? Bad things. Not above the board. A direct violation of the hollow pledges his father made to hold the current administration to the utmost ethical standard. Try to say that with a straight face. However, the long history of Hunter's past ethic abuses, including business dealings with several foreign entities, for which he is currently under FBI investigation, I'm sure they won't find anything, made the art show even more suspect, said Walter Schab, who led the Office of Government Ethics under the former President Barack Obama. Because we don't know who is paying for the art and we don't know for sure that Hunter Biden knows, we have no way of monitoring whether people are buying access to the White House, he explained. Similarly, criticism were raised over the Clinton Foundation donations from foreign governments following Bill Clinton's presidency, while his wife Hillary was continuing to pursue her ambitious political career as a U.S. Senator, Secretary of State, and Democratic presidential candidate. The art show will inevitably attract people who want to get close to Hunter Biden and get close to the White House. What these people are paying for is Hunter Biden's last name, he said. An art curator, Jeffrey Colden, agreed and said the art on its face is not worth the prices Hunter Biden is asking. How much of value is due to the art itself? That's easy. None of it. Colden, also a professor of cultural studies and practice at the Maryland Institute College of Art, told the Washington Examiner. Biden's White House pushed back on these concerns, repeating its claim that the Biden administration was holding itself accountable regardless of what Hunter Biden does on his own time. The president has established the highest ethical standards of any administration in American history, and his family's commitment to rigorous processes like this is a prime example, White House Press Secretary Andrew Bates said in a statement. Interesting. Hey, I wasn't even going to do that story, but since you mentioned it, I thought I might as well. Just got back from the store. Yeah, and can we sue McDonald's for being fat? You know, there have been people that have done that. I don't remember if it went anywhere or not, but even then, when I was like 420 odd pounds, I'm thinking that's ridiculous. Nobody shoved that into my face. I knew it was unhealthy when I ate it. Just like I knew smoking cigarettes was unhealthy when I smoked it. Just like I know the bad habits that I have now are bad and probably not a good thing for me to do. Life is not without risk. And you can mitigate those risks as much as you want. Or you can just say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do it anyway. Just make the analogy for gun makers. No, that's fine. I'm just glad you don't have cancer. That would have gone real dark. I want to sue Slim Fast for not making me slim and certainly not fast. I want Hunter to stop selling his BS art. I want to see the art. Have we seen it? Is there any pictures? Share it in the stream if you have a picture of some of his art that is up for sale. We also got a cotton candy machine. Ooh. Can't have much. Sugar... I'm not diabetic, luckily, but sugar will have an effect on my stomach now that it's shrunk or whatever. But boy, I think I'm going to have a little bit because I miss having cotton candy. I'll probably have just enough to be like, yep, that'll do me. Question is, who is buying Hunter's art and why? Well, they just talked about it. It's just to get, see the big guy. The definition is only defined by the definer. Ooh, that's some deep shit. Going all out. I bet one of the Podestas? What the hell is a Podesta? I bet one of the Podestas. Oh, the family Podestas. That's some lawyer talk for you. Yeah, no shit. Michigan's Democrat Attorney General colludes with state Republicans to harass election skeptics. Well, here on this channel, we 100% agree with all the election results and think that Joe Biden for sure won and Trump lost. Honestly. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announced this week her office will open a criminal investigation into individuals who question the results of the 2020 presidential election to determine whether they financially profited from these claims. Wow. Nessel, a Democrat, is working with a Republican-led state oversight committee after the committee published a report refuting election darfing allegations. After reviewing the report in full, the department has accepted the committee's request to investigate, said Lindsay McConnell, Nestle's press secretary, in a statement to Detroit News. McConnell added that Michigan State Police will assist in the investigation. What? Republican State Senator Ed McBroom, the chairman of the committee, said that Trump supporters who question the integrity of Michigan's presidential stuff were not being honest. Okay. Neither was covering up the windows, but that's just my opinion. After innumerable hours over many months watching, listening, and reading both in-person testimony and various other accounts, I am confident in asserting that the results of the November, what happened, were accurately represented by the certified and audited results, he said in the statement. As a result, Nessel should investigate those who have been utilizing misleading and false information to raise money or publicity for their own ends. McBroom and the rest of the committee suggested. If you are profiting by making false claims, that's pretty much the definition of darfing, McBroom said. Gotta love it how they're switching it back, right? Democratic State Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, who also assisted Nelson's investigation into the efforts to deceive Michigan citizens about what happened in November, false statements about the accuracy and the integrity of it. One of the leading Republican critics of Michigan's 2020 presidential thing has been Patrick Kolbeck, a former Michigan state senator who has a website where he posts content he says supports his election darfing claims. The website charges users a monthly fee to access the content. Probably because he can't get any ads. In response to Nelson's announcement, Kolbeck started a petition to censor McBroom, and the other Republican senators who encouraged Democrats attempted to marginalize those exposing election darfing. Other state Republican challenging the election results is attorney Matthew DePerno, who runs an election darfing defense fund that has raised more than $384,000. I am a little curious about where that money's going to. Like, what can you do in Michigan right now? Is there anything you can do in Michigan right now? I don't think so. So what's the point of raising money for it? They've already certified it more than once. They've already, and this is speaking 100% honest, they've already certified it. They've already supposedly looked into it and said, it was all good. So now what are your plans? $384,000. Where is that going to go? What is that going to accomplish? That's what I want to know. DePerno brought a lawsuit against Dominion in Michigan's Antrim County, where it was discovered that hundreds of votes for former President Trump had been possibly not counted correctly. Senate Republicans were using the mantle of government to proactively intimidate anyone from speaking out about that, he said. These attempts to silence citizens are a clear attempt to criminalize political speech and a violation of the First Amendment right to free speech, freedom to assemble, and the right to petition a governor for redress of grievances, he added. You gotta love this is protected by free speech, but this isn't. Both sides do it. Both Republicans and Democrats do it. All right, hold up. You all blowing me up. Cotton Candy, how much do you rent those machines for? I have no idea. That'd be something cool. You got a link. Cool. Not gay, but your hair looks good. Oh, thank you, Chowder Pouch. I took a shower today. I washed my hair. I was going to put my hat on. I looked in the mirror. I'm like, nah, I'll keep it. Riddle likes it a lot, too. One of his art on top.
For a New York Post article that has Hunter Biden's picture at the top and him actually making it.
Do you not look at? You're not looking at the screen right now? Yeah, I clicked it. That's
when he's using a straw.
well, that's called blow art, I think, and he's probably really good at it. I keep telling him how much I love his hair like that. Oh, who's Stinger? Yeah. Hey, if I could grow hair like that, I would. Chowder, you bald? I forget. It's been a minute. I bald as a mother. Yeah. Well, I got great genes when it comes to hair. Everybody on both sides of my family, my mom's and my dad's, all had hair up until they died of old age. So I'll be all right. I won't ever lose my hair. What's up, Walter Davis? How are you doing this evening? Glad you're here. I'm quickly going bald. That's all right, man. I shaved my head bald once in high school. That was a mistake. I'll never do that again. There are like Snapchat apps or whatever that can make you see what you look like bald, and they always make me look a lot better bald than I remember myself being. Although I was a little bit heavier in high school than I am now. Dismiss that. So that's him blowing on something. This will help stoke his ego. Scandal-tarnished first son of Hunter Biden's newfound career as a painter might actually prove to be a success, as experts say his artwork is impressive and will fetch big bucks. Well, that goes counter to the other guy's claim. I think it's pretty strong. I like it, Mark Tribe, chairman of MFA, Fine Arts Department at New York School and Visual Arts, told the Post. The colors and compelling organic forms is the kind of organic abstraction. It's abstract art, obviously it is, that I find abstract art's the easiest art to do. Tribe said in the mixed media paintings and drawings by President Biden's son. So this is one of them, I'm guessing. It's little dots. Probably what he sees when he's high on crack. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. It's kind of flowers, I guess. Not horrible. $500,000? I mean, a couple hundred maybe. 500 grand? No. Interesting. It's not the worst thing ever. It's better than I thought it would be. Yeah, 500,000 to $1 million. I don't doubt it. Almost want one just so I can hang it up back there. Toyota caves to Twitter mob and Lincoln Project halts donations to election objectors. Toyota has reversed itself and now says its political action committee will no longer contribute to the Republican legislators who voted against certifying Biden's presidential electoral victory. The move by the Japanese automaker comes after a social media backlash over the contributions, including threats to stop buying the company's vehicles. Well, shit, now I kind of want a Toyota. Although they did say that they're going to comply now, right? Yeah, caves. In addition to criticism on Twitter and elsewhere, the discredited sexual harassment protecting Lincoln Project, a group of current and former Republicans in name only opposed to Trump, released an internet ad urging people to call Toyota and get the company to stop contributing to the GOP members of Congress. We understand that the PAC decision to support select members of Congress who contested the result of the troubled some stakeholders. Toyota said in a statement Thursday, we are actively listening to our stakeholders at this time and have decided to stop contributing to those members of Congress who contested the certification of certain states in the 2020 election. Last week, the website Axios reported that Toyota led companies in donations to the 147 members of Congress who voted in January against certifying. And those are horrible people. They should definitely be called out because they had questions and doubts about the accuracy and the legitimacy of what happened in some of the battleground states. The Axios report, based on data gathered by Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, said that Toyota donated $55,000 to 37 Republican objectors this year. That number was more than double the amount donated by the second highest donor, Cubic Corp, a defense contractor in San Francisco, Axios said. Toyota will not seek refunds of contributions it has already made, spokesman Scott Vazin said Thursday in an email. Well, good. Because if you gave me a thing, a contribution, hell, I'm going to give it back. He said the company hasn't decided if or when it will resume the contributions. Immediately after Toyota's spending was reported, the company defended it, saying it did not believe it's appropriate to judge legislators based only on their electoral certification vote. The company took input from employees and government officials, Vazin said, but the most important factor was customer feedback. That really drives our decision making. Well, there's a lot of libs that love Toyotas, especially those Priuses. Contribution data showed that 34 companies donated at least $5,000 to campaigns and leadership political action committees of one or more election objectors this year. Shortly after the thing that happened on the 6th, dozens of big companies, citing their commitment to democracy, pledged to avoid donating money to the 147 lawmakers. It was a striking gesture by some of the most familiar names in business, but was largely an empty one. 6 months later, many of those companies have resumed funneling cash to political action committees that benefit the election efforts of lawmakers, whether they objected to the election or not. Walmart, Pfizer, Intel, General Electric, and AT&T are among the companies that announced their pledges on behalf of democracy in the days after Trump supporters stormed in January. The companies contended that donating directly to a candidate is not the same as giving it to a PAC that supports them. Is it not? I don't really know. Democratic PAC warns that voters can't list any Biden accomplishments, even their own voters. There's nothing that they technically have done yet. I mean, other than they killed the Keystone Pipeline, but that's going to be in court. Most likely going to win that, I would imagine. I don't know. Judges, Hunter probably learned how to paint in rehab. Could be. They probably do have an arts and crafts time. You need a haircut so bad, I'm just going to do a ponytail. Wow. If you can do a ponytail, then yeah, you got long hair. I was going to set up a haircut appointment because it's been a long time, and it's getting really shaggy, and in this heat, oh my God, in this heat, it sucks. So kind of want to get a haircut, but I can't get in for like the next 2 weeks, so I might go somewhere else until then. I don't know. I want a painting of hunters to use as targets on the range. Well, that's a hell of a target. I would suggest that if you want a target for your range, instead of that, although that would be great, but that's going to be hell of expensive, maybe get a print of it, print it out. But they have these, I've been looking at, I can't afford them, but I want to. It's these ballistic heads, ballistic torsos, ballistic hands, ballistic body parts. You could technically buy all the parts and just put it together as a ballistic human. And I guess the FBI or some government agency uses them to see how their rounds penetrate and stuff like that. And they have like brains and blood. And so if you shoot it, it will bleed and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Maybe it might be worth something when he kills himself in prison. Maybe. I doubt he'll ever go to prison. Toyota trucks are made here, unlike Ford. Nissan apparently is too. There was probably a year ago now, maybe. I was looking at maybe buying a new truck because I just paid off mine. And we went to the dealership where I bought my truck, and I wanted a Cummins diesel turbo. And they had one, but it was a Nissan. And I wanted it to be about $500 a month, and they couldn't do anything less than like it was almost $700 a month. And anyway, the guy was really pushy, and I didn't want it. I mean, it was really fast. I loved it. It was a small truck, though. It was like my F-150 that I already have, maybe a little bit smaller even, but man, that thing could haul ass. And the only thing I didn't like about it is that it was a Nissan. It was even lifted, which I really want to get a lifted truck. Anyway, the guy was really pushy, and we left, and he's like, well, it was the best we could do. That's exactly what you said you wanted. I'm like, it wasn't the amount I wanted. And then he calls me later, after I already told him no, just to tell me that somebody bought it, and that I missed out. Okay. A little petty, are you? A whole bunch of people are like, don't buy a Nissan. It's not made here in America. Bro, Nissan's made here in America. I think most domestic cars now are made overseas. I could be wrong on that. Why doesn't Toyota just build cars and stay out of politics? That'd be great. My old taco was made in San Antonio, Texas. Biden failed at stopping Bizzing in 72. He had done nothing but side on failure. You look like the pilot of an Airwolf. Ooh. Airwolf? I remember Airwolf, the helicopter dude. That thing was badass back in the day. Thank you. I love all these compliments. Stroking my ego. Print the Hunter paintings off the web. Nothing but that puts dope in Hunter's pipe. There you go. That's a good idea, Walter. It's a great idea. Hold up. I think I have that tab still open because I never close my tabs. Yep, I do. Check it out. You can buy body parts. First of all, can you imagine the x-ray machine? Like, the fuck? You can get full-on arms, hands, feet, heads, bust. Here's the torso. Torso's $1,150. I guess with the head is, $1,550. You can get the ballistic female body, the whole body for $7,000. Male body for the same. Just the legs, clenched fist for $195. The heads are really cool. I've seen some videos with those. Those are pretty badass. If I had more money, maybe. Ooh, this one's loading. There we go. The Cummins in the Nissan is garbage. Is it? I thought Cummins was a Cummins. I'm not really up to date on all my diesel engines. I've never had a diesel. I just know that I want one. My dad loved them, and I know the benefits of them, but I don't know the ins and outs of them. What's up, Armed Archangel? How are you doing this evening? Happy Friday. By the way, Patriot Bible Chat tomorrow might either be late or not at all, just because I don't know how long we're going to be at the birthday party. But just FYI. Conservative SCOTUS justices imply Kavanaugh and Barrett have no backbone. According to the reliability conservative members of the U.S. Supreme Court, Trump-appointed justices Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett may lack the backbone when it comes to standing their ground on constituentious rulings that involve religious freedom. A Texas law professor hinted in a recent opinion article for Newsweek that many had already suspected that when it comes to deciding the fate on some of the right top judicial priorities, the current court is more of a 3-3-3 split than one with a strong conservative majority. Justice Neil Gorsuch, Clarence Thomas, and Samuel Alito regularly criticized the court's two junior-most members for their lack of conviction in cases where they followed Chief Justice John Roberts by opting to punt on controversial rulings. That's kind of bullshit. They won't do anything about, gun control because they know it's against the Constitution and they don't want to say that shit. Either way, they're going to piss somebody off if they say that California can't have a may issue, but they have to have a shall issue. That's going to piss them off. The Cummins has a bad turbo problem. That thing was badass, though. The diesel engines are good, but the maintenance offsets fuel savings, ends up costing more to operate unless a commercial-sized truck. Well, I don't know when or, how or which one, but I'm looking at getting either a Ford 350 or a Dodge. I'm not exactly sure which. I'm not even close to being in the market of it, though, right now, so it was just kind of fun at the time that I was looking at it, and I liked it. It was fun. But, that was one test drive. And the experience after trying to talk to that guy was just insulting. It's fairly common for justices to criticize their colleagues' legal judgments, wrote Josh Blackman, a professor at South Texas College of Law, Houston. But it's rare for justices to claim that their colleagues are motivated by cowardice. The hesitancy of the right-leaning centrists seemed to surface particularly in cases involving religious liberty and specifically in disputes over whether the government is targeting Christian-based groups for persecution based on their beliefs. Yeah, I'm thinking they're referencing I think the baker went. Well, the baker already went to the Supreme Court once, and now is getting in trouble again. And then there was somebody else, I forget who. Oh, it was the lady with the flowers, right? Barrett, a devout Catholic with a history of lower court rulings that favor religious freedoms, sought several times to apply a more rigid standard of law and using case Minute, for instance, to maintain that California had the right to continue its pandemic-inspired ban on singing in churches. Wow. Although the issue taken broadly seems a cut and dry violation of the First Amendment right, she and Kavanaugh contended in the South Bay United Pentecostal Church versus Newsom that the Christian plaintiffs in the case faced the burden of establishing their entitlement to relief from the singing ban, rather than forcing the state to prove that its overreach was justified in the first place. Barrett thus used her first separate writing on the court to rule against people of faith. Wow, wrote Blackman. Some of the court watchers indicated that the two justices, Barrett in particular, were applying a more modernistic approach, which flew in the face of their claims of being strict constitutional constructionists in the vein of the legendary Justice Antonin Scalia. If an originalist finds that a claim is not supported by originalism, then the inquiry should be stopped, Blackman wrote in an earlier piece, for reason. The court has no role to play in crafting new doctrine, but instead, perhaps to avoid the appearance of fighting left-wing judicial activism with right-wing judicial activism, Barrett has accepted more of a modern-day precedence as a basis for interpreting the laws. I kind of wonder if they know that packing the court might be a thing, and so they're trying to be more centrist so that Joe Biden doesn't add more justices to the court. What do you guys think about that? Gucci isn't a badass, he's just pandering. Yeah, that's true. I hear your governor is a badass and is going against those stooges that will come to homes and offer the poison sticks. Yeah, well, he is saying that we're not going to mandate it. He also made us a Second Amendment sanctuary state, although Tucson is going against that, and he's sending people to Texas to help with the border. So, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be up for re-election. I don't know exactly why he's doing this, but he's not. He has his own problems, quite a few of them. I mean, he shut down the state of Arizona, and then only essential businesses could stay open, and one of them was Cold Stone Creamery, which is frozen yogurt ice cream shop, which he is the creator of that ice cream frozen yogurt shop. He doesn't own it anymore, I don't think, but it was his original business that he started up, at least one of them that I know of. And that was allowed to stay open during all of last year, even when other businesses like it were forced to close. She takes decisions of the Warner and Berger courts as a starting point rather than beginning with the original meaning, Blackman wrote. The justice's openness to selective application of civil liberties in such cases as church lockdowns could signal a sort of judicial philosophy that Blackman argued was akin to the most favored nation status, in other words, a selective application that gives preferential treatment to the establishment. When approaching the free exercise clause, the two junior justices have used the Scalia ruling from his pre-SCOTUS days to excuse their hesitancy to act decisively in clashes between the state and the church. Scalia's 1990 ruling in Employment Division versus Smith held that the government can generally burden religion so long as the law is applied neutrally. But despite agreeing that the standard should be revisited at some point, Barrett and Kavanaugh were unprepared to take the plunge this session in Fulton versus City of Philadelphia over whether the city could refuse to do business with a church foster care service that excluded single and gay parents. Although Barrett and Kavanaugh sided with the plaintiffs in the specific case, delivering a unanimous decision that religious conservatives widely celebrated, they avoided the broader push to overrule the now controversial Smith decision and dial back the government's authority to impose similar restrictions targeting Christians in the future. While it could be that these rulings touch on something innate in Barrett and Kavanaugh's judicial philosophy, it also might be that the two judges, having face tense and contentious confirmation processes, remain uneasy about rocking the boat given the current political climate. I think they're worried about court packing myself. The Biden administration and congressional Democrats have made clear that they're not above coercion with threats to pack the court if it refuses to play ball with the radical left agenda. Regardless, Gorsuch warned in his response to the Fulton half measure that these cases will keep coming until the court musters the fortitude to supply an answer. I don't mind Ducey pandering. Yeah, I think that I don't know what his reasons are. I don't think he's that conservative in my opinion, but I like it. I think, I forget if he's up for re-election or not, but I know there's somebody that's up for re-election. Yeah, I think it might be him that is going to get challenged pretty easily, pretty good. And I think it's Ducey. And he's trying to make sure that doesn't happen. While we're living in times where the government will pay people to go to your house and offer you a vax for a BS disease. Well, here's the thing. I think it's real. I don't know how many people are dying of it. I think they've inflated those numbers quite a bit, in my own personal opinion, but I do think it's a bad thing. You don't want it. At the same time, I think that if you get the jab, it just makes I don't even know if it makes it less intense when you actually get sick. But there are many people who have gotten the shot and still get the sniffles. It's been raining here all day, and they're saying it's going to clear off by 3 a.m. in the sun and dry rest of the week. Yeah, you have a hurricane in Florida, right? I saw one thing, and it shot right up to Maine. So I was like, oh, that's why Gerald's having storms up there. The Fed has a problem with Christians since Clinton put Janet Reno. We did you know that before Janet Reno was appointed? Was it? No, I think she was appointed from Obama, right? Before that, she was governor of Arizona. My God, I cannot believe that shit. In charge, and she said people will cling to Bibles and guns are tourists. Yeah. I'm jelly of the rain, Gerald. Well, we live in a desert. Roads around here have a few inches of standing water on them. We get an inch and a half of rain in Phoenix, and there are roads that are flooded. Waco, Texas was right after that. Yeah. Stone Cold. Cold Stone Creamery. It's much needed rain. Well, that's good. Going through. Where are you in Maine? North. Okay. Honestly, I believe that doped everyone into believing the common flu is the Rona. Maybe. You notice how we didn't have a flu season last year? You never had the flu. Yeah, the sniffle. 5,000 teachers vow to defy laws and teach critical race theory anyway. The Zen Education Project, a Marxist organization inspired by left-wing historical interpreter Howard Zinn, has collected more than 5,000 signatures from public school teachers, principals, and staff who pledge to violate state laws and keep indoctrinating students with critical race theory. Well, I'm glad they made it public. Hopefully the state will go after them. We, the undersigned educators, refuse to lie to young people about U.S. history and current events regardless of the law, the pledge states. The Zen Education Project has cataloged the names, cities, states, and testimonies of the public school teachers who have signed the pledge. The pledge, which was posted on June 21st, said the legislators in 26 states have introduced bills to force teachers to lie to students about the role of racism, sexism, heterosexism, and the oppression through U.S. history. The teachers instead will continue to push anti-white critical race theory and anti-male feminism and LGBT ideology. Their political ideology rests on the Marxist assumptions that all humans exist as oppressors or as the oppressed. On its website, the group asserted that America was founded on disposition of Native American slavery, structural racism, and oppression. And the structural racism is a defining characteristic of our social society today. They also list examples of racial inequality that echo Democratic Party talking points, everything from police violence to the prison system, to the wealth gap, to maternal mortalities. rates to housing education reflects anti-blackness, the organization claimed. The Zen Education Project groaned that Missouri's anti-CRT legislation bans any teachers that identifies people or groups of people, ethnicities, or institutions in the United States as inherently immutably or systematically sexist, racist, anti-LGBT, bigoted, biased, privileged, or oppressed. Missouri's legislation codifies the anti-Marxist principle, equal justice under the law, that defined the American Republic until the mid-20th century. Teachers wrote testimonials on the Zen's webpage that outlined their reasons for signing the oath to violate state laws. Lisa Martin, who lives in Mancos, Colorado, wrote that she will not hide the truth or white supremacy wash the truth or pretend that atrocities that occurred didn't happen. Jessica Williams, who lives in Tucson, Arizona, openly admitted that white Christians should be excluded from the classrooms. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry, Billy. You're white. You're a male. You're 5, and you're a Christian? You're out of here. They have the right to learn about the contributions and impact that Black Americans, women, LGBTQ+, Latin and ex-Native American, Asians, and Pacific Islands in all regions other than Christianity, and all other non-white Europeans have had to America. Many teachers, including Corey Gann in Seattle, Washington, proclaim that children expect adults to act as social justice warriors. Do they? Young children are keen observers. Yes, they are. And that's exactly why they're doing it. Of the world and recognize inequality and privilege disparity, he wrote. They regard the adult world as responsible for righting social wrongs, being on the side of fairness, and truly promoting social justice. Oh my God. You never get those stories that you just like, that's one of them. All right. They didn't destroy Waco for their Christian beliefs. LOL. They hacked into the Pentagon. So, quick note: the Branch Davidians is actually a breakoff group of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and a lot of people first heard about the Seventh-day Adventist Church during Waco, because they were talking, the Branch Davidians, a breakoff group of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So we heard about it a lot too. Our roads are crowned so the rain runs off them. That's cool. The jab make you have an over-the-top reaction to any sniffle, common cold included. Experts are saying that the overreaction may kill a lot of people. My favorite ice cream is Breyers chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup. Ooh, that is good. They are messing with human DNA. Yep. Okay. I'm not gonna read all that. What? That's what I forgot at the store. Ice cream. You know, oh, great. Gerald's got to go back to the store. You know, one of our favorite ice creams before we couldn't really have it anymore was, what was it? The orange swirl. Oh, it's like almost. I think it is orange sherbet.
It's orange sherbet
and vanilla ice cream. Yeah, so good. Orange Dream is so good. Oh, it's so good. Reno was the Attorney General of Florida prior to being appointed by Clinton. To her accomplishments include fabricating evidence to imprison men for pedophilia because they worked in daycare. Really? Just because they worked in daycare? Here's the thing. If you want to be a teacher and you're a guy, don't do it. Even if you're not going to do it, obviously, if you're going to do something, don't do it. But if you're not going to do something, you're still going to get accused of it. Well, I can't wait till tomorrow. Nor that it's not worth a trip to Bangor. I can wait till tomorrow. All right. 7 days is a break off of the Normans. No. 7th day is their own thing as far as I'm aware. Definitely not Mormons. If you're talking Mormons, oh, hell no. We're definitely not off the Mormons. Has anyone noticed that ever since people are throwing lawsuits around like monkeys throw shit, now we can say things like fuck and not get blocked? You were always able to curse on YouTube. I mean, look at Jacksepticeye. My goodness, if you ever watch that guy, he curses all the damn time. He's always done it. In fact, he does it less now than he used to, but he still does. Mormons preparing for the end times. Yeah, it's not. We're not a break off of the Mormons. I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure, though, we are not a break off. There was another group, right? And they had decided that there was a date in 1844 that Jesus was going to return. And because they had done the math in the Bible and they'd figured out, all these things, and they were waiting for, rapture on this date, and it didn't happen, obviously. And so that's when that group kind of disformed, and it became, well, most of the members then started following Ellen White, and they became the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And now they think that the 1844 date was not supposedly the second coming. They got that wrong, obviously, but it was when the veil gets ripped, and basically signifying the last days. I'm not really educated on all that, but I know enough to get me by. It's similar. No, remember how our live text would get removed? Our live text? Oh yeah, sometimes. I don't understand that. That was strange. Yeah, I remember that. It wasn't too long ago where your text was getting removed, especially links or whatever, but I could still see it in my restream chat. I have no idea. CDC, unshotted kids should still wear masks when school starts in September. Shotted teachers and students don't need to wear masks inside school buildings, for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention said Friday in relaxing its sniffle guidelines. The change comes amid a national shot campaign in which children as young as 12 are eligible to get the shot, as well as a general decline in the sniffle hospitalizations and deaths. Well, that doesn't make sense. Didn't we hear about the Delta variant and that hospitalizations are up? You gotta love the contradicting stories. We're at a new point in the pandemic that we're all really excited about, and so it's time to update the guidance, said Aaron Schwartz, who leads the CDC task force that prepares recommendations designed to keep Americans safe from the sniffles. The nation's top public health agency is not advising schools to require shots for teachers and shot-eligible kids, and it's not offering guidance on how teachers can know which students got the shot and how many parents will know which teachers have also gotten the shot. None of your damn business. When somebody asks you, did you get the shot? I mean, now if it's a family or a friend or whatever, do whatever. But like if somebody asks you, hey, before you come in here, did you get the jab? It's none of their business. And if you have to say something, say, yes, I've gotten all my shots. Because you've probably been vaccinated for something back in your childhood. It's none of their business. We're at a new point in the pandemic. Oh, I already read that. The nation's top public health agency is not advising schools to require. I already read that too. That's probably going to make for some challenging school environment, said Elizabeth Stewart, a Johns Hopkins University public health professor who has children in elementary and middle school. It would be a very weird dynamic socially to have some kids wearing masks and some not, and tracking that. Teachers shouldn't need to be keeping track of which kids should have masks on, she said. Another potential headache, schools should continue to space kids and their desks 3 feet apart in classroom, the CDC said. But the agency emphasized that spacing should not be an obstacle to getting kids back in school, and said distancing is not required among the fully shotted students and staff. Yeah, here's the thing. Usually in public schools especially, they pack them in like sardines. Now, when I went to a private school, I still owe money on that. Well, my parents do. Anyway, that was, maybe 30 kids per classroom. I don't even know how many kids are in a classroom in public schools, but I'm sure it's a lot. All of this may prove hard to implement, and that's why the CDC is advising schools to make decisions that make the most sense. The biggest question will be at middle school, where some students are eligible for the shot and others aren't. If sorting shotted and unshotted students proves too burdensome, administrators might choose to just keep a masking policy in place for everyone. The guidance is really written to allow flexibility at the local level. Indeed, in some of the nation's largest school districts, widespread mask wearing is expected to continue this fall. In Detroit Public School, everyone will be required to wear a mask unless everyone in the classroom has gotten the shot. Philadelphia will require all public school students and staff to wear masks inside buildings, even if they had the shot. But masks won't be mandated in Houston schools. What about requiring sniffle shots as a condition of school attendance? That's commonly done across the country to prevent the spread of measles and other diseases. Homeschooling. That's how you combat that. The CDC has repeatedly praised such requirements, but the agency on Friday didn't recommend the measures because it's considered a state and local policy decision. Early in the pandemic, health officials worried schools might be becoming sniffle cauldrons that spark community outbreaks, but studies have shown that schools often see less transmission than the surrounding community where certain prevention measures are followed. The new guidance is the latest revision to advice the CDC began making in schools last year. Yeah. All right, that's all I'm going to read of that. I self-identify with having all my shots. I got all my shots. I got all my vaxes long ago. Like back in the 80s, 70s. I don't even know. HIPAA law lets you say none of your business. If I want to get the shot or not, none of your business. Who is that? Is that Salt and Pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, cool. I got it. It is none of their business. Now, they can say, well, I'm not a medical facility, so therefore it's not against HIPAA for me to ask. And I would say, well, I ain't going to answer. Or if you have to answer, yeah, I got all of them. I don't even remember how many. Quite a few, more than 2. I wanted to be extra safe. They know exactly what they are doing. The problem now is disobedience, and they are not pleased, I am sure. Yeah, there is talk. There is talk, and we talked about this yesterday a little bit. There is talk about mandating it. And there was I think it was the governor of Georgia was on Fox and Friends or something talking about that and how that would potentially lead to a revolt. I don't know what kind of revolt he's talking about, but there are some Americans that are vehemently have decided that they are not getting that no matter what. And if you try to force them, I don't know. Some of them will comply, as they always do, and some won't. The question will be, is if the ones that won't comply will get together and do anything about it in a group, or will they go out one at a time, separated, and not standing up for their neighbor? It'd be interesting. I identify as someone who has already died, so I have nothing to worry about. Oh, so you're voting Democratic now, are you? I should check to see if my dad voted in the 2020 election. I think it'd be hilarious. Okay, so I have one more thing to share with you because Broken Patriot wanted me to share it, I guess. Let me see. So tomorrow I'll be going... Oh, yeah. So since everybody's here and before we head out, tomorrow's Bible chat may be a little bit late. It's going to be a busy day for me. I'm going to be going to the gun show, and then I'm going to be going to a birthday party, and I don't know how long I'm going to be there. So the Bible chat may either be late or canceled. Just be FYI on that. And yeah, it's going to be cool. I've heard 49% have refused. Well, you understand that 49% that haven't gotten the shot yet, let's say it is 49%. If they then implement mandates that you have to have it, right? We're going door to door, and we're going to make sure that you have it, and we're going to keep track of everybody who doesn't, and then we're going to give it. If they mandate it that it's required, that 49% is going to be less. I'm not saying it's going to go all the way down, but it's definitely going to be less than 49 because there will be some people that are, well, it's the law. And you know that. All right. Let me see if I can do this here real quick. So this is what we're getting Broken Patriot's granddaughter. Right there. I don't know why you wanted me to show this picture, but I'll show it. Why not? You can clearly see. Oh, you can't see it in my mouse, but you can clearly see there's a pointy thing in the back of my shirt. I didn't notice that until now into that photo. I'm like, oh damn, is he carrying? I think he might be. There was no way I was getting on the damn thing, but that's about as close as I came. Yep. So it's a cute little unicorn rocking horse with a little wood rocker. It's kind of cute. Here in Maine, they say it's about 59% of the people who got the jab. Well, that's less than the national average. I think the national average, the total is what, like 69% or something like that, close to it. I think I'm cool. My state is well over 70. Yeah. Here's the thing. There's still, best case scenario, 30% of the population that don't want it. Vehemently don't want it. Won't convince them to get it. Now, if you make it law that they have to get it and they're going door to door forcing you to get it, I'd say take off another 10% of people who are going to go, all right, I'll get it. The 20%, though, or I don't know what the group is, even if it's only 3% of that, is going to not go along with it. Depends on how vehemently they are going to turn it down. It could spark some shit, but only if people get together and take each other's side and like, you know what? You don't want it either? All right, let's get together and let's stand up for each other. Let's go march, walk down Main Street. My body, my choice. I had a dream years ago when I was at work, and we were all called together because some government people showed up and took off and ended with a shootout. Broken Patriot, didn't you already get it already? If you did, you're set anyways. What?
Yeah, the sniffles already.
Yeah, I think it was confirmed that you got the sniffles, right, Broken Patriot? I'm not gonna catch nothing. Well, they say people that got it naturally better off. I don't know what they say anymore, to be honest. So it is what it is. Take your own health risk to, figure it out yourself, whether you're going to get it or not. If you take medical advice from anybody on the internet, you're probably not doing really well. You should talk to your doctor about that. I personally don't want it, and I would encourage anybody not to get it. But at the same time, I'm not going to tell them that you're wrong for getting it. It's just I disagree with it. But everybody's got to make their own medical decisions in life. That's the whole part of the freedom of choice. I know we've lost a lot of freedoms, but man, we should try to hang on to that one. Feel really on my antibodies instead of the jab. I rely on my antibodies instead of the jab. Well, make sure you take an immune boosters. I think it was zinc. I forget what else. Irish would always talk about it on the morning mustard. That reminds me. So in the descriptions below, we have the links. Y'all probably know this. Probably all tired of me saying it, but I gotta say it because every once in a while we get a new person in here, and you gotta know what's in the descriptions down below because it's important. There's links down there. All the causes I believe in and support. Right? If you need a cause to believe in and support, you got a little extra cash, you want to throw it somewhere, well, check these out. We have the PH Association, an organization that's close and dear to my heart because they're trying to fight a disease that I currently have. It's a very rare disease, and nobody's really putting money into it as far as I know other than PH Association. So go check them out. We have the GOA, Gun Owners of America, trying to fight for your rights for your Second Amendment. We have ProjectRecover.org going out and looking for lost service members and returning the remains to their families. And my personal favorite, Irish USMC Vet, is got Rally Point Irish down in the descriptions below. And that's a place that he's trying to start up in Tennessee where vets can stay and live room and board free while learning a new skill like farming, blacksmithing, gunsmithing. What's up, Guns? Coast to coast. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just so you know, if you want to donate to this channel, there are ways to do so down below. Definitely not required, but we are 100% demonetized. If you decide to donate to this channel, just know that 50% of that goes directly to Rally Point Irish. I've done that for ever since, well, I don't know, I guess not ever since that I had been doing this, but for quite a while now. And I always love donating to him. However, if you're thinking about donating to this channel, I would strongly urge you to just go over to Rally Point Irish and donate 100% of it over there instead. Now, if you send me money, I mean, I'm going to a gun show tomorrow, so I could always use a little extra cash. But I would encourage you to just directly give it to Irish because I want to see that done in my lifetime, and I'm sure Irish does as well. I haven't left you all, just been busy. No, man, I get it. Guns coast to coast. I believe you do some important shit. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, you're definitely a smart dude. I can't take vitamin C, messes with my meds. Well, how do you fight scurvy? I know you can't have grapefruit, but that doesn't mean all vitamin C. It just means grapefruit. Grapefruit itself messes with meds, but talk to your doctor about that one. I'm pretty sure if you took a vitamin C supplement, that'd be all right. But I mean, I'm not a doctor. Don't take medical advice from me. I've never heard of being not able to take vitamin C, though. Let's see, all the different channels that I have. Poison Stinger 2 is down there. I do have Gab. I don't really use it. I am currently on DLive as well as YouTube. Rumble, don't really use it. Twitter, I use it when I get a strike or something important happens. The biggest one, if you want to get a hold of me, share photos, do anything like that, is Discord. If you don't know what a Discord is, it's a free app for your phone, your computer, or both. It's a messaging app. It's like Facebook and Twitter, but it's private. Only people from this group that I know can join it. If somebody tries to join it that's not from my group, yeet, they're out of there. Right? Watch out for those government backdoor knockers. Backdoor knockers. Ooh. Don't want nobody coming in the back door. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on nowadays, man. You're going to get in trouble for saying shit like that. They're going to come give you the jab. I believe that's all the links in the descriptions. I don't even know anymore. I kind of went all over the place on that. Guns. So things are working out. I am not ready yet, but things are getting in motion. So I will be taking multi-fund. Do you have like an email that you? Hold up. Let me give you our email. All right. That didn't do anything.
You have to do exclamation point.
Oh, is it? All right, you do it. I'm gonna try and join the Discord. Sweet. The Discord is pretty fun. It's not a whole bunch of people, right? It's a select group, so I'm not always on it, but I try. You look thinner? Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. And so we were doing really well until like maybe 2 months ago, obviously financially also, but it gets hot here in Phoenix. It's freaking hot. We were going for 7 miles, well, probably 5 to 7 miles a day, every day walk. You can't do that now. It's like 118 degrees. It's freaking hot. So I don't do that. But we are looking at joining a gym membership soon again, and that way we can work out that way. Getting personal trainers. It's going to be expensive though. Personal trainers are not cheap, but at the same time it helps me because I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? What's up, Tone? How you doing? You'll email me? All right, cool. You got Little Girl Stinger. She checks her email. I don't. That's why it's her email. Thank you for that, Guns. I look forward to getting a part of the groups or whatever that you got. I don't really know much about it, but I look forward to that. I want to do some Night Lord working. I can't join unless I have an account. I already have one. You already have an account on Discord? Well, then you could join. It wouldn't be that hard. It's a free app. You download and then you create an account. You do have to create an account, though. I was in Phoenix once, 114 degrees. Yeah, we got, what was it, 118, 119 degrees just a couple weeks ago. It was the hottest June in record. Like, we've never been that hot. That's usually August temperatures. Didn't go back. I'm trying to get the hell out. But, you know, money. What's up, Tone? How you doing? The Lord loves night people. Well, we got a lot of night people around here that need... Dude, we live in the ghetto. And just last night, there was a drive-by. A whole bunch of rounds popped off right next to our... You know, not next to our house, but right down the block. And we could hear it from our house. That's when you pop on the body armor, you go out there with your shotgun, and you're like, shit, I really wish I had some night vision right about now, because I can't see shit. You can join the Broken Patriot gym for free. Ooh, you got a gym? What's that? Raising my elbow to take a tote? I haven't seen you working out. You work out? Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you very much for stopping on by. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll see you on Monday. Guns Coast to Coast. Hopefully you're putting out some good videos. I haven't been on YouTube. I actually been unsubscribing to a whole bunch of people I don't watch anymore because of the fact that I miss a lot of people's videos that I actually give a shit about. Guns Coast to Coast is one of those people that I'd actually like to see the notification when it comes up. And I got all the bells rung, but as I said, I don't really check my email. So I need to go through and really get rid of, like, I've never really unsubbed people since I started this YouTube channel back in 07. So I've got a lot of work to do. I hope you gather up your brass to reload Stinger. Well, here's the thing. I've got plenty of brass. I have plenty of brass. I don't have plenty of primers. And the last time, I don't know how much they are right now, but the last time I looked at primers, they were trying to sell a box of primers for like $90. Or what was it? It was like $200 and something for 1,000 of them. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They're $3 a box back in the day. $3 for a pack of 100. And now they're going to be charging me like $60 for one pack of 100. Are you kidding?
250 for 1,000.
250 for 1,000? So that would have been $25. Sorry, $25 for a box of 100 versus the $3 it was. That doesn't make sense. I might as well just buy pre-manufactured ammo. Yeah. I was so glad I wasn't here that day. Yeah, you were in Ohio, wasn't you? Exercise bikes, free weights, and the health rider. Ugh. I don't know. There's a gym down here, and I was driving by it one day, and the name spoke to me. We'll go a little bit late. The name spoke to me. You know, I have PH, right? It's a death sentence. I'll probably die of it unless they come up with a cure, which they could. Or, you know, if it gets bad enough, they'll put me on a transplant list for lungs. And if I get a lung transplant, then that will be a cure. The only problem with that is if my body rejects the lungs, I'm dead. And that can happen at any time. So who knows? But I was going down the street and I saw a gym that said Die Trying. That's the name of the gym, Die Trying. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to that gym. They have personal trainers. It's about $600 a month for 2 people. So $300. Well, yeah, it's like $325 per person or whatever for a month. And it's only 2 classes a week, but I figure we'll take the 2 classes a week, and on the other days we'll just do walking or, you know, running or whatever. So I plan on seriously getting in shape to the point of maybe having some actual guns instead of all that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind bulking up just a little bit. 45 for 1,000, price gouging at its best. Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible. Well, I think they're not making them. Or they're putting in their ammunition instead of making primers for reloaders. I don't know if that's come back or not, but I'm curious about it. I was paying $35 for a brick. Yeah, $35, that sounds about right, 3 years ago, but didn't have anything that used small primers, but I have a shitload of large primers and regulars and magnum primers. I was able to pick up at a gun show up north just as this all was coming out. Primers were hard to find, but I found a box of 1,000 small pistol, small rifle magnums. And you can use small rifle magnums. It's just you load it a little bit differently. So I do have a few thousand that I can use, but I haven't been making any because I can't replace anything that I have. And I sure as hell ain't doing it for that price. Anyway, that is where I'm going to end it. I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe Monday for sure. Until then, make sure you keep your family close. Watch out for that government. Try to live as free as you can in this world that we live in now. And get yourself prepared, man. There's shit coming down the pike. Get into canning, preserving, anything that you can do. Because when this shit collapses, don't be left with your pants down. See ya.